We make the streams louder.
Special delivery. Alright guys, so this is something I'm really stoked about. So this is a Portacool Jetstream 260. And I'm gonna go ahead and unbox it here in a second. I gotta move this truck out of here, and I'm also gonna move this thing out of here. So this might seem a little weird to you. Why you're like, well, you already have one. You just bought one off of Craigslist. Well, so before I actually bought this one on Craigslist, I reached out to Portacool, and I was like, hey, I've seen your products. The funny thing is, I actually got reminded by them because of Cletus McFarland's video. He was actually doing like a little giveaway on one. But one of my shop neighbors here in the complex, he has one in his machine shop, and he basically just runs it all day, and you drive by and you see this big thing just sitting right there in the, like, basically you just see the back of this, and he has his door open all the time, just blowing, you know, blowing the cool air in there. But this, I found out, is not an actual, like, real Portacool. It's like another brand. I mean, obviously it looks almost the same, but it's not. So I reached out to them, and anyhow, basically like the day after I bought this one, they got back with me, and I was like, hey, I would like to work with you guys. You know, kind of send them a little proposal. I was like, what do you think of this? And so yeah, they were like, yeah, we like that. So this thing actually works pretty well, but it's not. It doesn't seem to soak the pad as good as my previous shop neighbors. His is a real Portacool, and his is actually black. So this is their new series because they're actually discontinuing their classic series that looks just like that, and this one is a little bit smaller, so it'll take up a little bit less space, and it's a little bit more efficient too with a smaller fan. So I'm gonna go ahead and move this thing out, try to drag this thing in here by myself, and then get it unboxed, and we'll give it a little bit of a test. So as you guys know, I think it's like 90-some degrees today in Colorado, and it's like 80 something here in the shop. It's probably hotter than that. Remember when I said it was smaller? Holy crap. Wow, this thing just, I feel like it looks like it's like supposed to, like, I don't know, it's like, it's just interesting because it's so much more round. I just feel like it should be like in a spaceship or something like that, or it looks like, I don't know, it looks like it wants to teleport you. Like if you stood too close behind it. Wow. I'm excited. I want to turn this thing on right now. Alright, so I had some of the shop neighbors come over and help me. Yeah, for some reason I thought this thing was going to be smaller, but it's like that, the same width, might be a little bit thicker and a little bit taller, but which makes sense because this one only cools, I think, 2,800 square feet, and this one will do 3,100 square feet. Yeah, check this out. I think this is a little spot where you could insert things. Okay, or does that go to the wiring? Nope, that goes down to the bottom. So anyhow, I have these, it's called hard water treatment. I ended up buying these for the other one too, just because we have really hard water here at the shop, and if you don't use one of those, it'll turn your pads white. So I'm gonna go ahead and hook up the water to this thing. The anticipation is killing me. I'm just waiting for this thing to fill up in there. It has a level sensor on it, and it also has a like a fuel gauge on it as well, but it has a safety so that it'll turn the pump off if you run out of water. Because you could, I forget how many gallons of water this thing will hold in the bottom, but you could just plug it into the hose, fill it up, and then roll it kind of wherever you need to go if you don't have enough water, or you could, I guess, fill it up with you know, like a funnel or something. But if you guys aren't familiar with evaporative cooling, basically what it does is it takes like the hot, dry air and it intakes it and it runs it through the pads. And I'll show you a little bit on this one because I got the fan running on it. But you can see the pads on this one never really got super wet, like completely. Maybe I didn't have this thing turned up enough. Actually, it's all the way up. But then basically what happens is the heat gets taken out of the air once it hits the pad with the evaporation. It's just like a natural effect, you know, basically like you sweating, you know, in the perspiration or whatever, like the moisture off your body evaporating takes the heat away from you. Same thing with the air. So yeah, you definitely have to run you have to have the doors open. You can't just have these things, you know, running in a closed environment because it will make it really humid. It'll be like humid, but it'll feel damp. Or it'll be cool, but it'll feel a little bit damp. That's what we kind of noticed with this one a little bit. But yeah, David said he's going to purchase this one from me and use it at his grandma's house in the garage over there because that's where he's been doing a lot of his projects lately. Yeah, I'm super stoked to try this one out. I'm just waiting for it. You can see the pump's not on yet. The cool thing I did notice about it is it has like a potentiometer in here. So you could variably control the fan, you know, because sometimes you just want like a smidge more versus having like a whole lot. Uh-oh. I think it's kicking on. The little red light turned off. So we're gonna, oh. Wow, you could already tell it's already almost completely wet. This one. Wow, that whole pad is completely wet already. Well, let's kick it on. Here she goes. Turn it on medium at first. That moves a lot of air. It looks like there's like a transformer like sitting at the door. Alright, so I've had this thing on for about 10 minutes or so. I think it finally filled up. Well, no, maybe it's not full yet.
The neighbor's using the water. That's what I thought.
But yeah, I've had this thing on here for about 10 minutes now, and you could already feel, you know, a big difference in the shop. I think it's just due to how much air it actually moves, and the air that it's putting out is at least 20 degrees cooler than what's in here. So yeah, we're a little bit under 80 now. I think we're like 75 over there. But yeah, I think we got some exciting news. My buddy got off work and I'm able to go pick up the dash for the Supra, the brand new dash. So I'm gonna go grab that. Alright guys, so I came over here and I picked up the dash from my buddy. It's in the back of the Saab right now. He got a brand new one. He's getting ready to send this thing out to paint. This is what, 95? 95 NA 5-speed hardtop. So it's basically a brother of my car, because that is exactly what mine is. Black and you know, black. This one's an SE too. SE. So it is. It's literally like the brother of my car, which is crazy. So he has a brand new front bumper. He got new weather stripping and seals and stuff. He just put these wheels on here and getting ready to send it off to paint. What color are you doing?
Blue.
And but yeah, I've known him for a really, really long time. Back before, way before YouTube, back when we just were out cruising in Turbo Civics and stuff. So he had a Supra for a short period of time back then. But hey, if you guys want to follow his little build, he's Tony_Supra on Instagram. I'll put the little link on the screen or whatever. This thing has 58,000. 58,000 original miles.
It looks rough because it's set for 10 years.
And he went ahead and he pulled out the interior. His carpet's really, really clean, and he ordered a couple other little things, trying to make it brand new. He got a brand new, well, he's getting the brand new dash that I'm getting, so we're basically trading. So, yeah, are we gonna pop the hood?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, let's see what's the NA. Oh, it's already popped. Yeah, so this thing sat for like 10 years, but it's crazy to see them all OEM and actually complete compared to like what mine was when I got it. But yeah, he's gonna pull this thing out and do a GTE swap. Still just with the W58 for just a little bit, but he's gonna do that after it gets painted. Hopefully it'll be out shortly. It'd be nice to go for some super cruises. It's nice to see another hardtop in town, left-hand drive, because he did have a right-hand drive hardtop last year, and then he got rid of it and it broke his heart. But yeah, I appreciate it, him doing this for me. So it's definitely helping me out. What is that? Present it.
Showcase it like kind of.
Yeah, like.
I don't really know what she does though.
Yeah, like on The Price is Right. Your new car, but it's a new Super Dash. Ooh, look at that. Wow, that's so nice. Do that with this too. Do that over here. No, go over there. Go over there. Go over there.
How they move their bodies.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, and they touch it too.
Yeah. Yeah, and then tell me about the controls. With a variable speed control, an automatic pump. And it comes with an owner's manual. Look at the river. Alright guys, so I think, I don't know what's wrong with me, but I think I know what's wrong with the situation, and that is that the Supra is sitting against the tent with all, you can't walk around it, you can't do nothing. So I'm gonna move it now that Dave has this thing up in the air, because before it was like sitting like right here, and then I had the truck in here, but the truck's outside. So now we're gonna move it out. Alright guys, so hopefully you've been kind of enjoying the time lapse of this thing, which has probably only lasted like a minute. But basically just went ahead and cleaned up all of the harnesses, basically sprayed them with the, you know, like Lysol, the Clorox things, and then just wiped them down. They did have like mouse traffic, not necessarily mouse poop, but you know, just wanted to clean it all up. So I went ahead and I did clean out these vents, all this stuff right here. And this is the brand new dash. Everything is, I guess, underneath it that needs to be underneath it. The whole wiring harness, you know, basically just transferred everything over to it. So it's looking really good. So we're getting close. This is the harness right here that goes, it kind of plugs in up front right here, and then it runs back and goes to like the tail lights and stuff. Obviously it has like the thing for like the trunk latch and all that stuff in it too. This is the one right here that goes underneath the dash, and you know, kind of goes out into the wheel wells, goes up front to like the dash fuse box, or the engine bay fuse box. I went ahead and I cleaned up this interior panel right here, pulled all this stuff out, cleaned it real nice, and you know, kind of disinfected it essentially. Same thing with this guy right here. This thing had, this one actually had like mouse poop kind of stuck in the corners right there. So I got that all cleaned up. This thing is really clean now, just because of us painting some stuff in the shop. It did have a little bit of overspray on there, so I went ahead and I clay barred the actual lens and then pulled the clear part off because there was some crap on the side of it, and then, you know, kind of wiped everything off and, you know, blew it out. Went ahead and I wiped the insides of the, you know, the letters and stuff. I am really surprised that these things are just so clean and they're not faded, because if you ever look at any other Supra, they're always faded. So I'm really stoked about that. You know, obviously the odometer, the security light, HVAC stuff, you know, the control. These things are expensive. That's expensive, that's expensive, that's expensive. Everything's expensive. The dash was expensive. I went ahead and I cleaned up this thing as well, cleaned up this whole column, basically, you know, disinfected it, sprayed it with stuff, blew it with the air, you know, wiped off as much as I could, so I think that should be good to go. The one thing I'm kind of sad about is the steering wheel. You can see it's kind of chewed up on the edges, and that's from trying to turn the car when the windshield was like hanging down on it. So I would like to get like the 3-spoke one. I think that would be cool to put in here. So I guess the next step would be to pull this dash bar back out. This is the one that that I got powder coated. So pull the dash bar back out of it, and then go ahead and install the wiring harness that goes, you know, basically on the sides and stuff. I guess that's, I mean, once we have that in, then I could go, once the wiring harness is in, I could put in the HVAC box. Once that's in, then I gotta put in the dash. Once the dash is on, then I get put on the doors and the carpet and, you know, the rest of the little interior panels and all the trim things. I do have the Wiring Specialties harness and everything for the engine. I'm not sure exactly how that's gonna route, whether or not I'm going to, basically one thing that they told me is you can't, it might not be able to reach over here to this factory hole, and if it does, like the ECU will literally be like right there, supposedly, because it is their universal harness. So I might end up having to kind of drill another hole somewhere else. Hopefully it works out. I'm not sure. I'm sure we'll make it work no matter what. I mean, we're pretty much gonna have to at this point. So yeah, I might mess around with a little bit more stuff tonight, and I guess we'll go from there. I'm not sure what radio I should put in there. I probably shouldn't put the factory one in it, but I mean, I guess I could, just so there's something filling the hole for now. But I would like to get like a really nice, almost like an Android doubled in, even though I'd rather have one that has like the Apple CarPlay on it because I have an iPhone. But I think with the ECU Master ECU, I'll be able to link the Bluetooth up to that and like display gauges and everything like on the little, essentially like Android tablet dash. That's, you know, the thought process at least. So I'm gonna go ahead and flip this dash over so we don't kind of, you know, push on the edges. That's just so pretty. Just brand new dash. So nice. Little speakers, and I think that's like a security light or something. Oh, I forgot to put the vents back in it. Guess I'll have to flip it back over. Alright guys, so I went ahead and I just set on the airbag cover right there, or the whole airbag thing. I wasn't sure if I was actually going to run airbags in this thing, because I thought I cut off this little guy right here, which is where they mount. So I think I probably will. I might as well run the sensors, because actually, no, I cut it off this side. This side doesn't have it. But I don't know if I should run airbags in it or not. But anyhow, I don't know. It's like 2:50 in the morning, so I can't be too stoked, but I'm pretty stoked on having this whole piece of the puzzle, you know, the dash, the wiring in it, the HVAC box, like that thing being 100% complete and like de-moused and stinky. You know, starting to get the interior panels cleaned up, and you know, the carpet. I mean, pretty much I just need to figure out if I'm gonna actually put on that dash pad, like that little foam rubbery thing, so it's like a thick layer of foam and then tar on it and like rubber. So I do not want this thing to be like super loud or, you know, sound like a dang race car driving down the road. I'd like it to be like nice and quiet and smooth. So I don't know, I don't really think Dynamat does like a whole lot for that aspect of things. So I think I would like to run that mat behind the dash. So it's soaking in the vinegar water right now. I decided to not use vinegar and bleach and all kinds of other crazy stuff at once. I'm just using vinegar and water. So yeah, that's soaking in there. Hopefully that'll be good for tomorrow or the next day whenever I get back down here to work on this thing. But yeah, it's the 4th of July, and I don't know. Happy Independence Day. I don't know. I'm pretty stoked. So hopefully we'll see what kind of progress we could make on this thing. I'm really stoked on this portico thing. It's just crazy how much bigger. I don't know why I thought it was going to be smaller. In the pictures online, it looks smaller, but I mean it cools a bigger area than this, and the pad size in back is like it's a lot taller and wider and stuff. But I had this thing basically running, you know, all afternoon into the night, and you know, it definitely cooled it off in here. And it seems like the water is a lot more controllable, so you could kind of control the humidity in here, and you know, having the doors open and everything. But we'll talk more about the portico thing later. I really do appreciate them sending that thing out and you know, kind of letting me give it a go and kind of show it to you guys. So yeah, be sure to check out their website. Like I said, this is their new model. They're basically discontinued this older style, which this isn't even a real portico. This is like a clone, I guess. And see, it says assembled in the USA, and this one's actually made in the USA. And the cool thing is these have a lifetime warranty on like all the molded parts. So if this thing ever starts to flex or deform or do anything crazy, it's got a lifetime warranty on it. It has a 3-year warranty on like the motors and the pumps and stuff like that. So, all right, I know for sure the motor, but yeah, the thing, it definitely looks cool. So I guess we'll see what happens when I get down here tomorrow. The next day. Appreciate you guys watching. Sorry for rambling. But at least we got something done.